date, which is his official assignment, not even a statutory duty, that the Auditor General should immediately commence the audit of the 23 local governments in the past 3 years and come up with the result in the next 1 month. It's important so that we know what has happened and how our funds were being used in those 23 local governments. It's important so that those people that are also coming, it will be a check for them. Let me, on this note, thank every one of you. My
grown-up men, oh. Fubara must obey, we can obey. Fubara must obey. Grown-up men, oh. Fathers, mothers, grandfathers, grandmothers dancing, obey. Because what they all live off is the money from the politics. Take politics out of that communities and all that, then you realize that a lot of them actually have nothing to do with their lives. And more or less why some of them are fighting like, many weary one in River State. Remember this guy yesterday? You remember that old guy? I mean, that guy with a beard yesterday that said, we will be here. If we steal any, you remember him? They don't make a chairman, caretaker chairman. His first day in office. Listen to his message.
And everybody. So, an era where no one man will subvert what is meant for the good of the people for his personal interests. So, we are raising an era where what is meant for you will get to you. We will do everything within our power to ensure that law and order is observed in this local government. End up destroying what we are here to protect. We will not do it. The police have said they will be neutral and unbiased as it regards issues in this state. We welcome them. Even though there is a police officer by the name S.B. Masalachi, whose conduct, actions have so betrayed the ethics and the professional conduct of the Nigerian police force. Thank you, sir. He has so allowed himself to be used as a political thug for politicians. As time goes on, we will know what to do. But for now, please, my brothers and my sisters, we will maintain law and order. Thank you very
much. Yeah, that's how they put together their teams and all of that. Control the local government areas. They make sure that everybody get their share. Chairman, they bring money. They make sure say, as they touch your nose, if they touch the lips, so remember also, now waiting go fit cause problem with that. You see the issue of development, that is secondary. When they bring chairman, call us or wala mashele, kind of. It's all about the sharing though. And there's so much money to share. So they think anyway. because I don't know if there is actually so much money to share anymore. But that's from River State. This guy went on TV to speak on this issue, right? I'm trying to kind of work out my time. I don't want to overshoot my time again, so we'll go there. Listen to this talking about this same rivers issue. Here.
Now, it's unfortunate that the president took time to do that before, and then the parties signed. I was there. I was at the meeting the president held with parties on this matter, and curiously, he asked so many times, does anybody disagree with any of the items listed, 8 points? And each one, everybody was okay. And then he called for parties to sign, and they all signed. Unfortunately, no sooner than this came out, people started creating an impression whether it was a genuine document or not. So, but we saw people signing, we knew they were genuine. Of course, it's been proven to be genuine. I think we should respect the president. We should understand that he's not from our state, but as a leader of the country, he's trying to help us at a time when we seem to have lost our own bearing. It's only Mr. President that can provide that platform for a political solution. However, the one he did before is still good.
Yeah, but the easiest way to sort this thing out is to let the executive governor be the executive governor. I mean, that is his turf. He's elected by the people. It's as simple as that. No, just let him do his job and don't interfere in his job.
You see, this is the narrative that has deceived a lot of people. The governor is not allowed to work. No, what is happening is that the governor is not allowed to dominate. The work of the governor...
I don't know what you mean by dominate.
Allow me answer.
Right, okay.
The work of the governor, by constitution and by law, is to provide, take care of the welfare, the security, etc., of the place, to make the people pursue their happiness and
and in that process, not to share his responsibilities with someone else.
Listen, no. The battle is in the field of politics. This fight is in politics, not in governance. In the realm of governance, nobody. The governor gets his allocation. The governor decides the projects he wants to do. The governor pays for the projects he wants to pay. There is no interference. Nobody is sharing the authority of the governor in running the state as he so wishes. Now, but you go back to the other turf. If it's political structure, any man has a right to have his structure. If it is the state assembly, members of the state...
Nuisance Lele.
Almost like there is no honest people in Nigerian political space anymore. Like there's no single one. People can really lie so conveniently, so comfortably, as long as it appeals to their bias. You see, the weakest guys were practically amending laws that takes away the power of the governor on some certain things, right? And that guy was like, no, that's not what was happening. Let me give you one example. They made laws that amended the local government law. Meanwhile, the local government, which is under the states, okay, if there's going to be any amendment to their law, anything at all, no, anyway, maybe their law, right? Amendment, right? It has to come from the executive, okay? It has to be a bill that has the blessings of the executive, because they are the ones who kind of controls the local government per se. So they are still fighting the local government autonomy, which will allow the local government to act independently, but like in practice, okay, they are under the governor. So the River State House of Assembly guys, they now said, okay, what we're going to do is that we will take that power away from him. Even though they also need him to sign the amended law before it becomes law. So they also went on to say, well, but we could veto him. So we veto you. We don't want to have it. So what happened now is that we will be dealing with the local government areas and the chairman, not you anymore. They have no power to do that. But then they said, you know what? We know that the local government time is coming to an end. So we have decided to extend your tenure. All of you local government chairmen, we extend your tenure by 6 months. And this is all done just because they needed that structure of local government areas. They've lost it, but they do not want to believe they've lost it. So that guy went on TV to lie about it. And that's what they do mostly. No, the governor is collecting his own allocation. Nobody's talking about that. But local government, they need to collect their own allocation directly. But under Wiki, local government allocation, state allocation, everything went into the pocket of Wiki, and he did what he wanted with the money. But suddenly they just realized that, oh, local government should be autonomous. And since Fubara will not give them autonomy, we will just give them the autonomy. So he said Fubara is complaining and making Wiki look bad because Fubara is not allowed to dominate. Let me show you a community in this same river state, Niger, cross to Ondo State and all these places, right? I'm thinking I should, but there is this sound in it. I don't know. It's a report done by the Arise News, right? And I'm kind of stuck in between. Should I not? The most is you will see it. And they will ask me to delete it. So watch this. This report is from River State or the Niger Delta generally, and the degradation, the destruction of all of their environment. What the Niger Delta you have been hearing about, what they really look like in real life. Apart from the story you've heard about the oil, the politics, the corruption, this and that. Do you want to see what the real people, real communities in different communities of River State, all these Niger Delta states, right? Including Ondo State. You want to see what they look like? It's a report I'll show you. Let's start with, okay. Let's start with this.
Awoye, an island community in a larger local government area, is characterized by stilted houses lining up to the distance, where this body of saline water serves as a tributary to the Atlantic Ocean. This community in the southwest coastal region of Nigeria is home to the Ororo One oil field and other platforms in Ondo State. The people are basically farmers and fishermen living a life of economic subsistence for survival. It's a 3-hour journey by sea from Sapele in Delta State to Awoye. The Osase Hotel, where I lodged, like other wooden structures in Awoye, is built on stilts, requiring some effort to access. To wait until the evening hours before sailing to the Atlantic Ocean in our quest to discover the exact location of the Ororo One oil field inferno.
We cannot go beyond this point. Just a few meters away is platform 1 in the Ororo oil field. Almost 4 years ago, the fire is still raging on the sea, and the people complain that it has disrupted their fishing culture.
It was almost dusk when we came back to the community, just as fishermen were also returning from their daily routine at sea. Night falls in Awoye as the weary fishermen and their storm-tossed boats make their way back to the various local anchorage junctions in the community.
That fire I don't begin to burn now since 4 years ago. So we know they keep fish for there again. If they affect us, if we put net for there, we dey seek some oil. If we say inside water, if they come out with the net, so they swallow our net. Now make us the run for there. Me, I believe say government don't forget us, and again we no get better leader. To say we get better leader for this our area, therefore don't find solution.
Awoye was already busy when we woke up the next morning.
Carol.
Fishermen tending to their nets and wood hawkers sailing to business points were common sights in the oil-producing community. Watching from a distance, I could say that the most intriguing spectacles in the island are canoes carrying jerry cans and other water containers, only stopping intermittently at some stilted houses to make supplies.
We don't have water. Some people used to go and fetch water at Chevron platform. So they used to sell a drum, 500 naira. And that water is no good. We cannot drink it. We normally buy the sachet water. Like the bag of the pure sachet water is 600 naira. And the sea I command more than 3,000 houses. So most of the owner of the houses, they are now homeless. No water, no lights. So and here is oil producing community. So even myself, sometimes when I see some kind of things here, I used to wonder, say, are we part of Nigeria?
The May 2020 fire reportedly broke out at the Ororo 1 well, a marginal field within Chevron Nigeria Limited's OML 95 in the Awoye area of Ilaje, Ondo State. The community claims that crude oil and toxic chemicals have poisoned marine.
That is the other side of Nigeria crude oil, petrodollar, that they don't really tell Nigerians. You know, we talk a lot about Niger Delta oil. We talk about the oil in Nigeria and some of these communities. Oh, we have oil spillages. Oh, this affecting the marine life, is this or that? But little did Nigeria actually know. Nigerians don't know, except for those. And for those who are there, right, they know that the rest of Nigeria probably don't give a damn about them. But here is another part of that report. We're already watching it, so watch this one too.
Oil spill continues to fuel the fire almost 4 years after the explosion.
When it caught fire, we are not going there because they have security. But let me say 3 days ago, after the fire of cast, we saw a lot of dead body in the water. That day that cast fire, everywhere was shake. All those places, they shake. Since that day, we declared that the land is going down. It's going down.
We don't tire for suffer. Today, see broke house, we go build them again. Tomorrow again, so suffer. We not get any money now. This is petrol where now they take out with the fire for see them. Now they spoil we all ground. All ground for where you don't see Paul finish. This fire where they put on for them now. Begin for 4 years now. We don't begin spoil all the community. I hear that what they tell you. Now you be our Pekin. Elijah Pekin. Remember our community. You with your Tunumbu. Now remember our
Paradoxically,
its major source of economic livelihood, the sea is now the most potent threat to the very existence of the people of Awoye.
4 years now, where this Ororo feed cast fire, and no solution to off that fire, and they gonna begin this chop. They see that just scatter everywhere. Even before this year we end, if God no help, we'll not go even get where to stay again. We'll not even talk about our own children. We'll go just the years somewhere they were the car way before.
Awoye, previously known for fish supply, cocoa, and other farm products, is today losing much of its land due to a constant rise in sea levels. The Executive Director, Health of Mother Earth Foundation, Nimo Basi, says the Ororo 1 well was first drilled by Chevron in 1986, but was plugged with steel and secured with no activity due to high pressure. 30 years later, it was given to Guarantee Petroleum Company Limited with a participating equity interest of 55%, while its co-awardee, Owena Oil and Gas, owns 45%. It's not certain if both companies developed the well, because there are indications that the ownership may have been nullified, with the then Department of Petroleum Resources cancelling their location. In May 2020, the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency said the operating companies had engaged Halliburton and Chevron Nigeria Limited to assist in extinguishing the fire.
Ororo is a wake-up call. We slept for too long. 4 years of having inferno burning in the ocean within plain sight, and we pretend nothing is wrong. That is shocking and sad. Fire burning in the ocean, releasing tons and tons of greenhouse gases, adding to the global warming that is affecting not just Nigerians but the entire world, is an example of the negligence of the state when it comes to petroleum resources. All the government thinks about is the profit, the money, but not the impact on the environment or on the people. And this needs to change. Now is the time for not just the flame to be stopped. It can be stopped within a few weeks. They just need to drill a relief well. We saw what happened in the Gulf of Mexico and how it was responded to. How come in Nigeria nobody responded to these problems?
That same year,
Nobody will, because if you remember the Ogoni cleanup, they have used the Ogoni cleanup project for the past 40 to 50 years now. They have been doing Ogoni cleanup, and billions of dollars borrowed have been stolen by that. And yet, go to some of these Niger Delta places and you can't plant anything anymore. And it's kind of like from every generation to generation, all of this are being eroded as usual. Marine life. For those who are still kind of managing to get fish from Niger Delta part of Nigeria, most of this aqua life, all this fish and all these things they pick from the sea, they are already most of them are contaminated, if not all. But who cares? Give me fresh fish, Jerry, fresh fish pepper soup, caught from crude oil polluted water. Aqua life. Watch this other part of the report. These two.
the youth and women of Ofiominama arrived at town hall in adherence to the town crier's summons. It's strange to see them with farming and fishing implements with the day barely half spent. The faces of the women conceal a deep hurt associated with their socio-economic lifestyle.
This fire when it starts since February, I tell you say food no dey, no fish, no crayfish, no isam for bush, even ingbe oyster sef no dey, even this nangulo, everything seafood, we no dey see am again. If we dey go, we dey come with empty hand. Even one sef we no dey catch.
The chemical for the river worse. As you see us with the vex.
Wetin dey take the chemical do?
To carry quench the fire, and the chemical kill everything for the river. They wan kill us for hungry. If you look at our children, you go see small things them for their body. Now all these things they cause them. We don't know how this kind of sickness they carry come inside this community.
The Ofiominama River is saline in nature, presupposing a different source of drinking water, which again is a distasteful reference point.
Water where they drink now Fanta.